Hello, everybody. Hope you're well and things are good. I decided to come on today and talk about something which is not what I normally would talk about. It's completely different from the norm, but I feel that it could be of some interest and maybe some use to other people. Anyway, let's get on with it. Back in November, in fact, the end of November, beginning of December, it was a Sunday afternoon, and I'd decided to do a fair. Um, so I'd done the fair and it was okay. It was quite a nice day. I enjoyed the day. Um, and I came home and it was about 4:30, I suppose, and went down to the therapy room to just check it out like I normally do. Everything was fine. And I opened the door of the therapy room uh, to go back out onto the step. And as I got onto the step, I fell. I fell quite painfully. Um, I fell on my back. I hit my left leg badly and grazed it. Uh, the main thing was I hit my head and I felt really weird for a few moments. But the thing was, I couldn't get up because I'm not exactly the thinnest person in the world. Although I've been like this for most of my life. Uh, I could not get up. And luckily, I managed to shout to my other half. And of course, the shed is about, I don't know, about 50 yards from the house. And my other half heard me. And she tried to get me up and was struggling a bit because I'm not the lightest of people. And we stayed there down at the bottom of the garden for about 20 minutes, I suppose, trying to get me up, to stand up again. And eventually, she did. She helped me indoors, and I went and sat down, and she made a cup of tea, which is the first thing all British people do is make a cup of tea because it solves every problem. And she looked at me and she said, "You really need to do something about your weight and your whole body fitness because you're not young." And at that time, in November 2023, I was 70. And unusually, I sort of thought, yeah, actually, you're right. I do need to do something. I don't feel the best. I'm okay. And in fact, I've had a really lucky life with illnesses and things like that. Um, so I thought, okay, gonna do something. She also said to me, you ought to do what I do. She'd been doing um, this fasting. She'd been doing it for about 18 months. Well, sorry, that's not true. It was about 12 months at that stage, 18 months now. Uh, and she said, it works. It does work, which it does. So you can see the difference in her. She'd lost quite a bit of weight. The way it works is you eat once a day in this regime, anyway. There are several other ways of doing it, but the one we use is you eat once a day and there is a time slot, 2 hours. So you can eat within reason what you fancy within those 2 hours. We eat normally about 5:30, 7:30, and you can have drink wise water, black tea, black coffee, but no sugar or anything like that in it. And once a week, you have what we call a binge day. And that is, again, within reason, you eat what you want, uh, whenever you want, but sensibly. Don't going too wild. Um, like normally on my binge day, which I wouldn't normally do, I usually have some toast and marmalade and a cup of tea, which is really lovely. And then lunchtime, I don't really want a great deal of food. Um, so sometimes I might have a bag of crisps. Or there again, I might have a couple of sausage rolls, small ones, but nothing fantastic. And then normal tea. So I started this regime in December, and I've no idea how heavy I was. Hadn't got a clue. Uh, but between December and now, um, I was really noticing a difference. In the beginnings, like December, January, my trousers kept on falling down. I don't mean completely falling down because that would have been a bit embarrassing in the middle of um, Sainsbury's. So all I'm saying is that they started to fall down, and I thought, I'm gonna have to get belts, need some braces. So this kept on happening. The shirts became less tight. Also, my shape of my face changed. I wasn't as podgy as I was. The loss of skin is not as good as with a younger person, but I'd lost all the fat around my face, which was chubbing me out. So now in the storyline, um, people say to me, Are you all right? You okay?" And of course I say, "Yeah, I'm fine." Say, "Oh, you look like you've lost weight." And I said, "Thank you. Yes, I have. I'm glad you noticed." And in point of fact is I have lost weight quite dramatically. Again, I've no idea how much, but we reckon probably 6 stone. As I say, my shirts are a lot looser than they were. My trousers certainly are. And I just feel that little bit better than I did. So I hope with saying what I have done, and a big thanks to my other half for just giving me that little bit of a gentle nudge to do something about it, I've moved on and progressed, and I still do the diet. I keep to it pretty religiously. And I will do until I choose not to. But I don't think I shall ever be completely off it. When I get down to a weight that is sensible, I shall probably, you know, eat a little more, maybe. Stick to the diet maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and carry on my life this way. All I'm saying to you is this could be the motivation that you may need to move your life forward in a very positive way. It doesn't suit everybody, and people have said to me, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't not eat." I thought exactly the same. I thought, I can't do this. It's just, going without food. Whereas normally I wouldn't normally have breakfast, but lunchtime I'd have a couple of sandwiches, and maybe a couple of biscuits and a cup of tea. Uh, but now, of course, like I have a cup of coffee in the morning, and then maybe a cup of tea in the afternoon, maybe. But as I say, it won't suit everybody. But I thoroughly suggest that you look into it. It is worthwhile. I found it relatively easy. And yes, occasionally I feel absolutely flipping famished. But you have to get over that. And at the end of the day, I think the thing that's really um, kept me going is the fact I say to myself, yeah, I feel starving. I feel hungry. Nothing's stopping you from getting up and going to make a sandwich. That's your choice. But I can't do that because I'm breaking my fast. But anyway, enough from me. Just thought I'd mention it to you because so many people have sort of asked and what have you, and I thought I would just tell you my regime. I hope you have a good day, what's left of it, and I hope to speak maybe to you soon. Take care and speak to you again.